to Talking with the Source, where we bring on well-known and local researchers from around the world to share their experiences and evidence.
Who knows that the moon missions were faked?
As soon as I said, I'll meet you, and she said, oh, darn it, I gotta check the door, make sure the door's locked, because I don't want to leave John's house unlocked. So she goes back to check the door. I go out to my vehicle, and I hear this god-awful scream.
Well, there are 63 races of grays. So most people only think there's one race, and when you say grays, it's a misinformation. There's 63 races. Out of those, one race is a negative extraterrestrial. And what I do is I group them in the negative and the positive. The positive wish to see humanity ascend.
What is your name? My name is Anthony.
Are you ready to unravel the mysteries of this podcast? Join us only on Talking with the Source, live every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and on all podcast listening platforms.
What's going on, everybody? This is AJ Capasso here with Talking with the Source. I'm here with my two co-hosts, Tammy and also Sir Chris. We are back with another episode of Talking with the Source. We are super excited to have our guest on today. Today, guys, we have a guest that's absolutely amazing. He can speak with archangels and he helps people get back on their life path. His name is Daniel Jackson. Let's bring him forward. Give me one sec. Hey, Daniel, how are you?
Hello. Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Hey, Daniel.
Good. Thank you for coming on, my friend.
Oh, you're welcome, man. As soon as you played that theme music, I had to turn my headphones down. That shit was loud.
I know, right? I know. Me too. I meant to warn you about that. My apology.
I mean, I know I'm old and deaf, but I'm not deaf anymore. Holy crap.
So, Daniel, first question I wanted to ask you was, how did you get into the paranormal? What got you into it, and how did you get your gift?
I didn't try to get into the paranormal. That was not my intention whatsoever. My life is a paranormal event. I don't ever not see spirit, and I mean ever. It doesn't turn off for me. So, like, if you were to look at your walls behind you, what color are your walls behind you, AJ?
Like a bluish.
Okay, so yeah, they're bluish to you as well. For me, they're bluish, but I also see a mist of blue in that as well. I see a mist of blue in all of your faces. I see a mist of blue in everything about me. If I put my own hand up and look at my hand, I see a mist of blue in that. And that mist of blue that I see is the veil itself. It doesn't turn off for me. It's in my regular vision. It's just when I concentrate and look into it and pay attention to it, I see everything walking around. But I don't just see people. I see dogs, cats, horses, cows, fish, other beings from other worlds, everything. I don't ever not see something. But it's not just spirit that I see as well. I also see into other dimensions, dimensional beings coming to visit me in my bedroom all the time. I see a remote view. There's other things that I do. I have a multitude of things that go on with me, but I don't discuss them with people, because if I discuss them with people, it would scare the living shit out of them. So I just don't. But I don't know. I haven't met another medium that has what I do. And every time I try to explain some stuff to them, they just look at me like a deer in headlights, because they don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. No one
intriguing and interesting. Like,
yeah, no one
I
wants
read
to
your
see
bio.
what I say. Yeah, no one wants to see what I say.
You connect directly with archangels?
Yeah, I don't have to like connect with them. They're always with me all the time. They're touching me on my face right now. I see them as what they actually are. They're not men with wings and shields and swords by any means. They're not that. Most of the ones I see are not even people. There are some that look like people, but most of them are humanoid, or I can describe some of them, and some of them I can't describe because it's nothing to equate it to.
Yep.
Was it
I
more like the
totally agree
biblical
with that.
description?
Yeah, the biblical description is a bunch of bullshit. They don't look like
Okay,
that.
I was just
They're not. I mean, you just have to think of it in this way. Even if I were to say there's a difference between heaven and hell, because there is no such place as hell. I see into that realm all day long. It's not hell. Okay, but in the thinking of the Bible and religion, all that, and heaven and hell, if everything is good in heaven, why would there be a battle?
Yeah. True.
Right? But
True.
if everything
True.
bad is in hell, then why would there be a battle in heaven? Why would they need swords and shields and all that in heaven if everything
Yeah.
bad is in hell and not in heaven, and everything in heaven is good? Because it's a
Yeah.
lie. Because the Bible is a lie. Everything about the Bible is a lie. It's brought to you by the people who want to tell you how to live your life the way they want you to live it and give them 10%. How did they know about 10%? Because the people who wrote the Bible and all the scrolls and all that were kings and queens. That's all. They want your money. That's all. They want to have power and control over you.
It's literally in there, King James Bible. I mean,
yeah, the King
Yeah.
James Bible. He didn't like the Bible so much he wrote his own, and then people believe it. Really?
Yep.
Are you seriously that dumb?
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
and named it after himself. Even was that cocky?
Yeah. How egotistical can you be?
At least
Right.
change it, make it seem like it's still mystical or religious or whatever. If you're gonna do that.
Yeah. Well, if
If you're going to believe that way, I mean.
yeah, if you look in the very beginning of the Bible, what does it say? You must rule. You must obey your rulers.
Yeah.
Who would write that except rulers? And who were rulers back then? Kings and queens.
Yep.
We have them now. We just call them
Right.
government.
Right.
True.
Absolute truth. Well, what happened to our host?
Right.
I don't know. He disappeared. But
Doing it to the
I'm
upside
sure
down,
he'll
or
be
whatever
back.
it's called, right?
Absolutely.
So with seeing like the veil, like you see the veil.
Yeah.
Does archangels stand out above the veil for you?
Yes, they are different. When I see them, when I see regular spirit are usually only about 8 to 10 feet away from me. They can't get that close to me. They can't get as close to me as archangels do, because the archangels won't let them get near me. Because not only do I just see and see, hear, feel, smell, and communicate with spirit, I also cross spirit over into the light. And because I'm crossing them over into the light, archangels won't let the negative ones come near me. So, in other words, I could go in anywhere in the world. I could walk into any haunted house, and nothing negative can actually touch me. So
Wow,
I'm
that's
always protected all the time. So I don't have to worry about that stuff like anybody else does.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now,
I'm different. That's why I got something. I have something that no other medium has going on. And that's why I have what I have.
now I wanted to go
That's
into your book a little
crazy.
bit because you were nice enough to send me the book. I started reading a little bit about it. But tell everyone where they can get the book and
Um,
how they can.
They can find the book on Amazon. They just go to Amazon and put in the search bar Daniel Jackson, The New Beginning, My Awakening as a Spirit Medium. I only sell it for $8. I'm not trying to make $1 million, but I am trying to help as many people as I can.
I tell you what, people, if you get a chance, go there and download this book, because it is absolutely a fascinating book. You're going to want to check it out 110%.
It was interesting.
It really was.
Everything that happened in the book, I won't say that it's still not happening, because it's still happening. I just understand it more, and it doesn't bother me so much. But
Yeah.
except for the part of being touched by archangels, that has changed, because the way when I was being touched by them, I was being touched by them so that I could get used to it. But I've spoken to other mediums who say they talk to archangels, and I ask them all the time, so what's it like to be touched by an angel? And they always say, oh, it feels like I'm being touched by a feather. And then I go, yeah, you're full of shit. You don't talk to archangels. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Because their energy is so strong, it's not like a regular spirit that walks up and touches you. Their energy is so strong, even when they have to lower their vibrations in order to touch someone, their touch is still very strong, to the point when in the very beginning for me, it felt like little cold touches all over my body. And then the very next day I would wake up and I'd be throwing up and crapping everywhere because the energy is so strong. And that would happen twice a month. And that went on for me for 3 years. So when I was saying yes to my ability, that's part of what I was saying yes to. In other words, they were purging my system so that I would be able to see them, hear them, feel them, communicate with them better. But in order to have that kind of connection, you have to be purged of everything within you. And when I talk to people, if they don't tell me that they've been throwing up and shitting everywhere because they were being touched by archangels, I know they're not being touched by archangels. I know they're just full of shit.
Yeah. No, that's
Were you
intense.
young when you came into this, like when you accepted your gift?
No, it was right as I turned 50 years old. I've seen spirit ever since I was the age of 3 years old. But it wasn't meant for me to wake up with it until I was turning 50. But, yeah. And I'm used to the touches now. Like I get touched on my face for yes and no answers. When I get a yes, I just ask any question that I want to. And I feel this, it feels like a finger, or it feels like blood dripping across my face.
Wow.
And in the beginning, it was just 2 touches, one here and one here above each eyebrow. And that means yes. And then when I get a no answer, it feels like a tear running down my face. They call it the tears of blood. It has to do with Jesus. Because the spirit told me that my guides tell me that I wear the crown of thorns, meaning, so when I feel those touches, it feels like blood dripping down my face. And like I said, in the beginning, it was just 2 touches here. And now it's 76. I get 76 different touches by 76 different archangels. I know all their names.
Oh my goodness! I didn't even know there was that many.
And you know their
right,
names?
because yeah, absolutely know their names. I have a big list of them.
Okay,
Gave Helen, Uriel, Manos, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Menadil, Azrael, Meskin, Michael, Paul, Jacob, Daniel, Laziel, Ezekiel, Richard, John, Nicholas, Hansel. It just goes on and on and on. It's 76.
It reminds me of that, what is it, Tiny Toon skit where they did the countries or whatever?
What was that again? I didn't hear you.
It reminded me of that Tiny Toon skit where they did all the countries.
Oh yeah. Yeah, kind of like Tiny Toons, except not. Yeah,
exactly. No, just the way you just listing them all off, like bang, bang, bang.
Yeah. They're all the names are always floating around. So whenever I feel a touch, I know exactly who's touching me too.
Oh, that's cool.
There's also 2 other touches that I get that I get frequently for one of them. And it touches me right down the middle of my forehead, and he's not an archangel. That's Jesus. But then I get another one touched right here on my eyelid, and I've only been touched there 7 times. But it's from God, and I've seen him 8 times, and he's spoken to me 8 times.
Wow.
He doesn't look like what you think he looks like either. And when you talk to God, I'm telling you, you don't ask him the fucking lottery numbers. You don't.
Right.
So people say all kinds of stupid shit because they want to. But there's a term that says God bless you. Well, he did. He put us here. But he wants us to figure out the rest. He's not going to hold our frickin' hand throughout the rest of our life and go, oh, God, please give me $1 million. He doesn't do that. He wants you to figure it out.
Well, that's why we were granted free will.
Right, because praying is not for asking for more than you're supposed to have. Praying is for giving thanks for what you do have. So you can pray all you want to for somebody to get well from cancer. They're either going to get well or they're not. But there's one thing that they all have in common. What you all have in common with the 7.5 billion people on the face of this earth. You're going to die. Everybody does. No one dies too soon, too young, unexpectedly, tragically, untimely. Everyone just dies. Get over it. But everybody wants to blame everything for your death. No, you die because it's just your time to go. There's 2 rules in this world. As long as you comprehend them and follow them, you'll appreciate your life and everyone else's life around you. Rule number 1 is people die every day. And rule number 2 is you can't change rule number 1. When it's your time to go, it just is. That's it. I don't care if you get into a car accident. It was your time to go.
Right.
Just is. Let it go. No one survives cancer. You just continue living. That's it. Yeah. But the world wants you to feel sorry and have pain and anger, sorrow, grief, guilt over everything. No. Let it go. Why should I feel guilty because someone died? They don't have to pay bills anymore. They can go someplace where they're not feeling pain, anger, sorrow, grief, guilt, anguish, and any of that stuff anymore. If they cross over to heaven, if they don't cross into heaven and they remain here in the lower energy of earthbound realm, they still feel pain, anger, sorrow, grief, guilt, anguish, all that stuff. I mean, I bet you most of the ghost hunters out there don't know a lot of things. When if you don't cross over and you remain here, and another spirit will walk up to you and smack you in the face, you still feel it. I bet you didn't know that.
Never thought about it.
The ghost hunters, I'm telling you, I know you guys, your show is based on ghost hunting and stuff like that. I'm telling you, they don't know half the shit of what's going on. I'm telling you. I see spirit all day long. They don't know half of what's going on. They are guessing.
Yeah.
Because they're on the outside looking in. I'm on the inside.
Right. Yeah, that's the difficult part. Like I started out as an investigator myself. Like I started seeing spirit when I was about 2.5, 3 years old. That's when I had my first encounter. And I didn't know why. Because
when you wake up in this world, you're new into the world. You're pure of heart. You don't have any pain, anger, sorrow, grief, guilt, or anguish. That's why you see things because you just came from a perfect place, and now you're back here again. But what happens is most people learn the ways of the world. You learn pain, anger, sorrow. I mean, if you take 2 children of the age of 2 of every race, creed, and color, and you stick them all in one big stadium-sized room, and then you turn 2 of them around and say, point to me, who do you hate in this room? They're going to look at you like you're crazy because they haven't learned how to do it yet, but they will. And when they learn all that stuff, all that, everything you're able to do and able to see and able to hear and able to fear goes away.
Blocks off.
Because now it's blocked.
It's muddied up, yeah.
Right. For me, it's just open all the time.
Nice. I like that.
Just learn to deal with it. But you don't want to see what I see. Nobody does. I'm serious. I mean, most
it sounds kind of daunting the way you describe it.
Well, it is because it doesn't turn off. It doesn't go away from me. You walk into Walmart and see 300 people. I walk into Walmart and see 300 people plus the other 1,000 people walking around who have passed away. What do you think? They think that's it? Right. Every day, all day, doesn't turn off ever.
I couldn't imagine.
My life is like being in a room with 1,000 people, except nobody leaves and more just keep coming in.
Right.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So you're like
and they talk to me. So, and I hear them.
Do you have to like set boundaries to like tune them out sometimes so you have like time for yourself?
No, I can't tune them out. I'm not meant for that.
Oh wow.
There are some mediums in the world. Some mediums in the world can some people can turn it off. They can turn it off, but I have something different that no other medium has, and that's why I can't turn it off. So, but I'm okay with it.
Well, I mean, it's amazing that you've accepted it, and like just that's like not everybody can do that.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
Have you accepted your life, Tammy?
I'm working on it.
Okay. It's a work in progress. Sure.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure where I fit in this puzzle still.
Yeah. You can fit wherever you want to. That's all. You just have to know that you can. You have to have trust and faith within yourself to know that you can fit wherever you want to. You just have to feel okay with yourself. Don't worry about whoever else cares. Don't worry about anybody else who says or does anything. What do you care? You don't have to listen to them. They're just words. You can say any word that you want to. It begins with the letter F that doesn't sound like fire truck, and God doesn't give a shit. As long as you're not putting that negative energy on somebody. You can say the word piece of shit or motherfucker all you want all day long, but as long as you're not putting it on somebody, that's what he doesn't want us to do, because he wants us to love and take care of each other. That's what he wants.
And I can vouch for that. I can vouch for that with my near-death experience. It's all that he cared about.
Yeah, that's all he cares about.
Yeah.
That's
nice.
That is absolutely wild.
Puts a lot of different things in perspective. Like
I know.
changes the perspective.
When you see as much as I do, you put things into perspective, because again, it's around me 24/7. It doesn't go away. So when you hear everything they talk about, when you see everything they are doing, it puts things into perspective.
So you hear those 1,000 spirits in Walmart. Then when you walk in, you just don't see them.
Yeah.
You hear them saying,
There was one time I was in my even in my own bedroom, and I was sitting there, and I heard a lady come through, and she said, "My life here is like living in a prison sentence."
Oh,
And then
wow.
Wow.
I heard another woman laughing. So I closed my but I was in a lit room. I mean, I could see them walking around in lit rooms or something like, but I closed my eyes. In darkness, I can see them a lot clearer. And when I closed my eyes, I could see her standing there, and then I saw a woman standing next to her, and the woman was laughing because
Oh,
she thought
wow.
it was because she thought it was funny because in that realm they have no rules. They can do whatever they want to do. So like here, if a spirit someone here plays a prank on you, you'll eventually find out who did it. If they play a
Yeah.
prank on you, you can't see who did it.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's what one of
Now
them
tell
told me.
me, what was one of your most frightening experiences as a medium?
Uh-oh. What happened? Lost you
Are you
for a
there?
second. Yeah, hold on. What happened? Where did it go?
Uh-oh.
Oh, there we go. I'm back. I hit a
All
button.
right.
My most frightening one. That's kind of hard to say because I see horrible shit all day long.
Yeah.
Um, I saw some beings one time, probably about a year ago. Um, if you've ever seen a murder mystery, where someone has died and the police come and they do a little outline of somebody on the floor and they take the body away and you just see the
Yep.
outline.
Yeah.
Yep.
I saw some beings one evening. There were three of them, and they were outline beings. So all you could see was an outline, and the outline was white, and then it would glow from white to yellow and the red. Okay, so there was no facial features, anything. Um, and then they had these squiggly lines inside of them, and it was also glowing from white to yellow to red. And when I see red, anytime I see red, I know that's a negative energy. If it's blue, it's a positive energy. If it's red, I see it's a negative energy.
Makes
And
sense.
Makes sense. Makes
I
sense.
saw these beings, these outline beings walking around, and this is when I figured out real quick that you are spirit over there still feel actual physical pain. Now you're not breaking any arms or breaking legs or breaking bones or anything like that. But again, like if another spirit were to walk up to you and smack you in the face, they still feel it. It's just a quick thing, and they feel it, and then it's gone. But
Yeah.
I saw these three beings walking up to other spirits, and they were punching and kicking and beating the shit out of these spirit. And I saw one of the negative, the biggest one. He was about 8 feet tall. Walk up to a guy. He grabbed him by the neck, and he was choking him. Now again, he's not breathing because they don't breathe, but he was choking him to the point where he was squeezing his neck, and I could see this guy's eyes actually popping out of his head. And
Wow.
then so he was, and then he started punching him in the face and kicking him, and then they were dragging him off to the lower part of the low energy realm. And the reason they were doing this is like anything, they take them there so they can collect their energy off of them. Because if you are there, you could be just a regular soul who is there, who just made a choice for yourself to go there, but you still have because you are there, you have some negativity in you because you still have your pain, anger, sorrow, grief, guilt, anguish, and all that other stuff. So that's within you. So they drag them off there so they can control them. Basically, they're torturing them, but spirit there don't get tortured for something bad they did here. You go there because you made a choice to go there. You either walk into the light or you don't. That's it. And it's your choice to go wherever you want to. No one can hold space for you at another place, nor can they prevent you from going to another place. Okay. So anyone here who tells you, oh, you're going to go to hell, they can't actually do that. They're just trying to manipulate you. That's all they're doing. But because there is no such place as hell. I see it. There's no such place as hell. There's no such place as purgatory. There is a low energy realm, and you either go there, which is what we would call earthbound, but everything that I see there isn't from Earth, that's for sure. So these beings were beating the shit out of them and then dragging them off into this place, and they're kind of like holding them captive so they can so they can draw this energy off of them. Because if the negative energies can't get enough energy because they need more energy to survive where they are, if they can't get it from the people or whatever is there, they will come over into our realm and suck it off of us. Why? Because we are a human buffet of negative energy. I mean, you want the worst energy in the world? Go to a church, because everybody there is trying to prove to the other person I'm a better Christian than you are. So that type of thing. So, but they come through into this realm and they collect energy off of us. I mean, they really get it off of the people who are have a drug addiction or alcoholism, or somebody who's feeling in a really bad way, and or they get it from the people who walk around who are being a pieces of shit all day long, or the people who gossip about everybody, and they collect this negative energy off you. That's why they come around. I'm telling you. I know you guys. I'm telling you. There's no such thing as possession. It can't happen. They can manipulate you. They can channel through you, but one soul, only one soul per body. I'm telling you. I talk to archangels. Basically, I talk to God. There's no such thing as possession. That's a bunch of bullshit. There's no spirit that is possessing a doll or something like that, making the doll. It's just standing there manipulating the doll, making it move. But you, because you can't see it, you think it's possessing the doll and it's going, oh, no, making the eyes move. No.
So it's like a puppeteer or something, or a marionette.
Yeah, it's a marionette, more or less.
It's
and
not
you just
the doll, it's just move. Yeah.
Right. It's just manipulating it, moving it. They can't possess it. There's no such thing as possession. I'm telling you, there's no such thing as exorcism. I'm telling you, it's a lie. It's all a bunch of bullshit. That's it. If you are a piece of shit, it's because you choose to be a piece of shit. You could choose differently, and people don't. But they want to tell you or blame it. Oh, it's a spirit inside of me. It's like, no, it's not. I'm telling you, it's not. So, but yeah, these energies will drag them around. The biggest one, he came over to me, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I said, "You might as well go away, buddy. If you don't go away, I'm going to have my friends here mojo your ass out of here." And he looked at me, and then his two buddies walked over, and he looked at his two buddies, and then he looked at me, and I said, if you don't go, I'm going to have them mojo your ass out of here. And he looked at it like this. He went like this. He goes, I know who they are. I said, yeah, I know you know who they are. That means you know who I am. And I'm telling you, if you don't go away, they're going to mojo your ass out of here. All you got to do is say the word. And he turned around to his two buddies and said, all right, we can't get anything from here. Let's go. And they walked away. Because I'm something different. So... And I made them go away.
They could intimidate you, but they couldn't.
And you said the correct word. If they can intimidate you, they will. But you don't have to let any negative energy intimidate you, do you? You could just tell them, I don't have any time for you. Go away. You can do that here. Negative energies from that realm can come here. They can't really do anything to you unless you show them fear, and unless you allow them to manipulate you. What you can do is say, no, go away. I don't want you here. I'm a good person. Now, the moment that you turn around and start cursing at them and saying horrible things, what are you doing? You're producing negative energy, which they are going to suck off of you and take from you. Right. You don't have to put up with it. You can just tell them to go away. Don't put up a cross. A cross isn't going to do a damn thing. A cross is a form of punishment. How are you going to make something negative go away with a form of punishment? How do you think that's going to work for you? Do you know what holy water is? Water. Because a man cannot bless water. It's water. You can put salt around your room. You know what that's going to do? That's going to make your room salty. That's all it's going to do. Those things are lies. They don't make negative. You can spread all the sage you want around. You can burn it all you want to. But you need to think clearly. These beings are in a realm. They don't have a body. They don't have lungs. They don't smell, and they don't breathe. So why do you think burning something is going to make something horrible go away that they can't smell? Why would you think that? The only thing that you're doing at that point is setting off your fire alarms. That's what you're doing. That's the truth. You can't burn sage and cedar and make something negative go away. They can't smell it. So why do you think something physical is going to harm something in a non-physical realm? I'm telling you.
Never really thought about that, but yeah, that's
Right. You didn't think of it. You know why? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because you got a lot of these liars out there who are telling you that it's real. It's not. It's so
you got
there's
people
so much
putting their faith into
right. There's so much fake shit out there.
objects.
Yes. Putting their faith in a physical object that they think is going to harm something in a physical. And if you're trying to harm something in a physical realm, that's negative energy. Wake up. It's not real.
Hey, not to interrupt you, Chris, can you see an end button at the bottom of your screen?
An end?
Yeah.
I do not.
Okay, because my connection keeps cutting me in and out, and I don't want to lose, obviously, the live. So I just wanted to see if you had it.
My connection never leaves.
I know, right?
Awesome. Great. Love it. No, I don't have anything on here right now. It's just the standard guest stuff.
All right.
All right. Are you learning anything so far?
Yeah, right. No, definitely.
Interesting conversations for sure.
Yeah. Well, again, when I'm not trying to put anybody down in any type of way, but I'm telling you, there are a lot of people out there who don't tell the truth. They want you to believe in this stuff because they want you to think that it's more than it. Oh, this is going to help you. This is going to make negative energies go away. If you wave the Bible around, well, I don't know about you, but I know what's in the Bible. There's a lot of rape. There's a lot of murder in the Bible. And if you think that's going to make a negative energy go away, seriously? You really think that? I mean, the Bible itself is not real. Let me put it to you this way. AJ, say you and I met in person and we sat around at a coffee shop and we talked for about 2 hours. And then after that 2 hours, we parted ways. And then I didn't see you again for like 20 or 30 years. Okay. Yeah. Then I come back to you 30 years later and I tell you, hey, AJ, you know that conversation we had 30 years ago? And you go, sort of. I don't remember too much. I go, well, I remember all of it. I think I got enough out of that conversation for myself. I'm now going to write a book called The Book of AJ. And I think I got everything that I needed to know about everything that you've ever done in your entire life in that 2-hour conversation. Yeah. Now, and then I said, I'm going to write this book of AJ and put it out like a Bible. Do you believe that I got everything from you in a 2-hour conversation to do that?
Oh, no, not at all.
Right. Not well, neither did they about God or Jesus for the Bible. It's a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they wrote it 300 years after he died. You really believe all those stories and everything came to fruition enough to write a fucking story about it 300 years later? Because if you go out and tell a story to somebody and 20 people later, by the time it gets back to you, it's completely different. So it's a lie.
It's basically the game phone tag.
Yeah. Does anybody really believe somebody lived in the belly of a whale? Really?
We know by science it's not possible.
Right. There might have been a flood, but that has nothing to do with they just connected that to it. I mean, seriously, if it rained for 40 days and 40 nights straight, there would be so much water in the air, no one would be alive because everyone would die from drowning.
You're true. That's true.
Even when he landed finally, and then all the animals came out and his children came out. Later, they said that in the Bible that Noah's children got married. Well, who the fuck did they get married to? Because if it was a flood that great, didn't it kill everybody?
Exactly.
It's a lie. It's all a lie.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of discrepancies. You
know who tells me it's a lie? Archangels. They tell me it's a lie. Jesus tells me it's a lie.
It's a lie. Nice.
See him all the time.
Uh-oh.
Who's that?
AJ. Uh-oh.
Is there a fire going on over there?
I don't know. It wasn't for me, so. And obviously not from you either.
No. Not down here in Arizona. Too much desert.
I'm in Colorado.
So what do you guys want to know? Ask me something.
AJ,
So go ahead, Chris. My
I was going to
thing's
ask
gone
him some stuff you already have. So I was trying to figure out something to ask you. It's interesting, and that I'm like lost right now. You're
Well,
interesting. I'm sorry, you're sitting right here. I should not refer to you in the third person.
my question is, when you're doing a reading, who are you're tapping into your archangels to get the people guidance?
Yes, that's the only ones that I do talk to get information from. I only communicate with archangels. Now, I communicate for readings. When I communicate with spirit, they talk to me all day long. But
Yeah,
regular spirit don't have the same information as archangels would. Okay.
of
When
course, of course.
in the beginning, I used to ask archangels, "Is this what God wants me to do? Is this what God wants me to do?" And they would tell me, "If we are telling it to you, this is what God wants." So, essentially, if I'm asking them a question, it's coming from God right to them, right to me. So it's that close of a connection. So I don't ask anyone else for answers. And then the way that they bring me the answers is they put thought right into my mind, and then. But it's so much now. Like in the beginning, when I was getting those thoughts, it would be like 5% of my day, and now it's to the point where it's 90% of my day. So they put so much thought into my mind. It's not. It feels as though it is my own thought, but I still ask them for a validation on that. Sometimes they will tell me something, and I'll just say, "Hey, did you guys just tell me such and such or that?" And then they'll touch me yes or no on my face. So, but most of the time it's yes. But and then they touch me on my face for yes and no answers. And they let me know these things of what I'm asking. So,
Wow.
That's really cool.
But I mean, it's to the point where like I'll be riding down the street on my motorcycle. Now I'll go, I need to take this right hand turn, and I'll get touched. No, and I'll go, oh, you don't want me to take this right hand turn? No. Would you want me to go down 2 blocks after that and take a right hand turn? Yes. Okay. So that's what I do. Now, what's going to happen at the other right hand turn? I don't give a shit because they're looking out for my best interest.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And that's me telling as anyone, we can all do that. You may not be able to get a touch from a spirit or an archangel, because most of you can't. Because I'm telling you, when all these people walk around and say, "Oh, I got my guardian angel with me," let me ask you a quick question. Ready? I'm going to have you answer it, Tammy. You ready for this? If you had a guardian angel following you around every day, guarding you from everything, what would you learn?
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing. You would learn. Right. You would learn nothing. So I'm telling you, regular people walking around, you don't have guardian angels. You don't have archangels. You don't have angels. Do you seriously believe you need to go? You get in a fucking angel, go get a cup of fucking coffee? You really believe that?
Yeah.
Do you believe you have an angel with you so you can just walk around and take 1,000 fucking selfies and post them on Facebook? Do you think angels are concerned with that? And why would you have one? Right. You don't. No, angels do big things. They do big picture things. Archangels do much bigger picture things. They're trying to change this world to get us back to a better way of thinking. But I mean, look around the world, people are pointing rockets at each other. So it's hard. It's hard to say, but people, you don't have archangels walking around following you around like the movie with fucking what's his name, and and all the angels staring at us all the day, and they don't do that. They're not here to do that. Again, they're not going to cure your cancer. You get cancer because your body was meant to get cancer, and your soul was here to learn about that body getting cancer. To see if the body's going to do one of two things. One, sit on your ass all day with your thumb up your ass all day long and do nothing. Or two, actually get up off your ass and be proactive about it. But either way, you're still going to die. You just But yeah, they touch my face and they put information into my head. And then when I do a reading for someone or I get information for anyone, let me see. Let me look at you real quick, Tammy. Tammy, you're on your 28th lifetime. You've had 27 other lifetimes. That means you have 27 other sets of moms and dads, brothers and sisters, dogs and cats, and 27 other astrological signs that mean absolutely horseshit. Because Your body's born and it's not just born under stars. You just happen to be on a planet that's born on that has a gazillion stars in it. But your soul was created. In other words, your soul has nothing to do with any physical item whatsoever. It's your body that does. But your body has no. In the very beginning of the astrology bullshit, because it's all bullshit. There was the very first calendar was 5 months long, and then it was 9 months, and then it was 10 months, and then it was 12 months. In other words, they had 5 signs, and then they created 4 more, then they created 1 more, and then they created 2 more. So why is there's only 12 such signs that had one to do with each month? Okay. Why do only one of those 12 sets of stars have something to do with you, but the other gazillion don't?
Yeah.
Because none of them do. Right. Because it's a bunch of bullshit. So don't look at that astrological thing in the newspaper. I go, oh, my life is going to be like this today. No, it's not. Your life is going to be by the choices that you make. That's what it's going to be. But yeah, you've been here 28 times. Not every time have you been here, or have you been a woman? You've been a woman. You've been a man. Let me ask. 11 times.
11 times.
And why would you be a man 11 times? Because you're here to learn lessons and fulfill a purpose. Okay, and you're not going to learn all the lessons you need to learn in one body. So you're going to come back in different bodies all the time and in different sexes all the time. But there's only two sexes. There's men and women. I'm telling you, there's only men and women. I don't care how many of these people walk around with their fucking pronouns and all that bullshit. There are 2 sexes. Okay, that's it. As far as humans are concerned, there's only 2 sexes. Yeah, you're here to learn lessons and fulfill a purpose. And lessons, everything you're going to do in your life is a lesson. If I have this towel in my hand, if I pick it up and I put it down, that's a lesson. If I pick it up and drop it, well, how do I learn that lesson? Next time I'll grip it a little bit tighter, and next time I won't drop it, hopefully. Just like if you walk through a doorway, and if there's a nail on the floor and you walk through the doorway, then you trip over the nail. How do you learn that lesson? Well, hopefully you go to the hammer and you bang that nail back in. Not everybody does. People trip over that nail 4 or 5 times, meaning they trip through their lives all the time. I know those people. I used to work around them. It was called prison. These were just inmates who just didn't find out. They couldn't figure out that they were not good criminals. And that's why they keep showing up in prison all the time, because they're not good at what they do. Maybe get better at it, or maybe just stop doing it altogether. But what you're actually here for is to fulfill your purpose. And our purpose is we are here to help each other just for the sake of helping, not because you can, but because you should, in a physical way, where you're going to help someone do something they can physically not do for themselves, or you're trying to help them to figure it out. Like if you're driving down the street and you see a dog in the middle of the street and you say, oh, let me get that dog out of the middle of the road. I don't want it to get hit by a car. Let me try to find the owner. Or let me try to find somebody to bring it back to her. Maybe I'll take it home to myself. When you're doing that, that's fulfilling your purpose. Or you have that other person who says, oh, fuck that dog. I ain't got time because I'm late for work. Well, you want to fix that problem? Get up earlier. It's pretty simple. So, but yeah, that's why we are here. We are here to fulfill a purpose. And if you don't fulfill your purpose, that is why you keep coming back over and over again. We fulfill our purpose a little bit at a time each time that we come here, but we don't fulfill it enough because God wants us to learn. I mean, that's what you're here to do. He doesn't, like any parent, he wants us to learn about our lives. And you may have to learn about being an alcoholic and go, well, maybe I could get out of alcoholism, or maybe I could just drink myself to death. That's what he wants to teach you. And it's about you deciding with your free will and your choices to do what you feel is best for you. And if you keep fucking up and coming back and being an alcoholic, guess who keeps coming back over and over and over again? You do. And that's why you come back. It's not punishment. God doesn't punish us. We judge ourselves 1,000 times a day. Why does he need to do it once more? He doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't do any of that stuff. It's everyone else who judges you. Everyone else tells you that you're a piece of crap. No, you don't have to listen to anybody. You could just turn them off and turn them away from your life and move on without them. If you still have them in your life, it's because you allow them to be in your life. If you allow them to come back into your life, and then later on they screw up again and start calling you a piece of shit again, you can't blame them. Blame yourself, because you allowed them to come back in.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's pretty simple.
Exactly.
I've been much happier since I cut down my circle.
Right.
People.
Yeah.
Just make sure you have enough people in your circle who will have your back for everything, because we are maybe you're kind of young now. I'm not. I'm 58 years old. I'm old as shit. But so I gotta keep people in my life, because there's got to get to a point where I can't do things for myself anymore, and I'm going to need someone to help me to do something. So make sure you have enough people who got your back, who
Oh,
really have
Yeah.
your back.
Yeah. Amen to that.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
Well, I wouldn't say that word, man, because that's religion right there. I mean, how do you know?
Yeah.
How do you know religion has a hold on people, the entire world? All you have to do is get into a group of people, maybe 50 people, and wait for somebody to sneeze. Because what are they going to say?
bless you.
God
Oh, God
bless
bless
you.
you. Right.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
do you know where that term originally came from?
Where?
That term came from when Jesus was walking around in this world. They would, when you would sneeze, they thought demons were exiting your body.
I've
So
heard
they would
that.
say, God bless you, so no more demons would come back into your body. But you know what happened? Everybody kept sneezing.
Uh,
So it was bullshit. Demons
yeah.
can't, there's no such thing as really, I mean, there are negative energies. I'm not telling you there's not. There are
Yeah.
negative energies, but we invented this word demons because we equate it with the devil. And I'm telling you, again, I see spirit all day long. There may be one guy walking around with horns and a tail, but that's just because that's what he looks like where he comes from. But
Yeah.
there's no one guy in control of everybody. They are
Yeah.
all negative, and they are all in it for themselves to get negative energy. There's not one guy walking around going, "Okay, you demon go over here, and you demon go over here," and you. They don't do that. There's no. And again, in order to have control and power over you, the people here who want to have control and power over your religion and all that stuff, they have to be able to punish you as long as you are allowing them to punish
Yeah.
you. So they can say, I'm going to send you to a bad place. Well, how they going to send you to a bad place if they can't even send you into a store if you don't want to go in there? Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
So they can't make you go anywhere. They can't, they can't hold a place for you, nor can they keep you from going to like heaven. Oh, well, only 14,000 souls are going to go into heaven. Well, how do they have control of that when they can't make a soul do anything? Right. So,
Yeah.
because they're a human being, they can't make you do or not do anything against your will. So,
Yeah.
but these negative, they can't do that for you. Okay, so but there's not one guy walking around. In order to have to punish you, they have to be able to put you in a place of punishment, and then have one guy they call the devil who's going to torture and murder you and burn you and stuff. Well, your soul's going to burn in hell. Well, you are pure energy, and pure energy doesn't burn.
Yeah.
So how is that going to affect your life? It's not. There's no fire there in order to make you burn. Now,
Yeah.
there is something there that people, again, most ghost hunters are not going to tell you because they don't know. But in that low energy realm, there is structure there. I see it. I see buildings. There is structure there, but it's all just energy. So again, just like this table here, spirit can walk through these tables. Spirit aren't walking through walls; they're just walking. It's just the energy existence there. It's different.
Or whatever. Different frequency level or whatever, so they don't know the wall and they just.
Yeah, it's this physical thing is nothing to them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you could have spirit, like spirit. People think that, oh, they just must be there. So I know a lot of ghost hunters go to different places and stuff like that. The place, I mean, it does have something to do with it, but doesn't always have something to do with it. The spirit could be there already, and then we build a building on top of that space, and then what happens? You have a spirit inside of there.
Yeah,
They can
Yeah.
leave. They can walk out of that place anytime they want to. I mean,
Yeah.
basically, in your life, you walk around, you wake up in the morning, you do your daily routine, you shit, shower, shave, and then you eat some breakfast, and then you go to work and you do your job, and maybe you don't do your job because not everybody does their job. They're lazy pieces of shit. And then they come home and they watch some TV and they eat some supper, and then they go to bed and wake up and do it all over again. You have spirit around you 24/7. You don't necessarily need to go to a specific place to see spirit. They
Yeah.
are everywhere. Everywhere
Yep.
you are, they are. They are on this earth here, everywhere. So you can be wherever you want to be, and you can have spirit there. You could use a spirit box around you and hear something. You don't have to go
Yep.
to a specific place. But a lot of these negative ones, or ones who had a tragic life and did not cross over, or had a tragic death as they think it was tragic, did not cross over, will stay at those buildings. So sure, they'll be there, but a lot of them will go there because the negative energy is there. I live near Tombstone, Arizona. I'm like 20 minutes away from Tombstone. I live near
Oh, wow.
I'm near the bird cage, the bird cage.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't go there. I did a reading for the lady who owns it. Her name's Paula. I did a reading for her and told her to stay out of it because that place is horrible. Because there's a man in there who stays down in the bottom. He's a murderer, and he's waiting because it's a tourist attraction, and he's waiting for people to come in so he can scare the shit out of them and then collect their negative energy off of it. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, don't go on the haunted walks. I'm telling you, don't go because you don't know. You really don't know who is there. You don't.
Right.
You could have one really bad one there, but 2 seconds later, you could have 15 or 20 more really bad ones there who don't say anything to you, who are just standing around you, waiting for one of the other ones to make you feel scared and then collect that negative energy off of you. And if they like you, they will go home with you. And you have no control over that. I don't care. You have no control over that. The only way that you can make any negative energy go away is by being a positive person, by being positive and putting positive energy out. That is the only way you can make them go away. You can't make them I don't care.
I agree.
I'm telling you, there's not a single medium in the world who can come to your house and clear your house. They can't make them go away. The only way they can make anything go away is putting out positive energy and putting out positive intentions. They don't want to be around positivity. It's like two magnets. They just can't hold the same space. They don't want to be there if it's a house full of love. I guarantee you, when you go to a lot of these houses and they have a lot of spirit going on in the homes and it's all this negative shit's going on, I guarantee you what they don't tell you is the people who live in there are pieces of shit. They don't tell you that side of the story.
Yeah.
They don't tell you that they sit around and argue with each other and they scream and yell at their kids all day long and they're going, fuck you and fuck this and fuck that all day long. You become a human buffet at that point, and negative energy are going to stay around you as long as you are acting that way. And then they tell you, oh, but I got all these ghosts. Can you make them go away? I don't know why they're coming here and all that.
Yeah.
When they're going to work and going, oh, fuck you, you're a piece of shit, blah, 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 blah. Why do you think you have them with you? That's why you have them with you. Yeah.
Exactly.
People, they make up the stupidest stories in the world. I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10. Or they're an alcoholic, or they got depression going on. When you have any of that stuff going on inside of you, or you're doing all this stuff, you will have negative energies around you. There's gazillions of negative energy around you. If one goes away, why wouldn't there be another one there?
Yeah.
Because they are. They're everywhere.
Exactly. Hey, Daniel, I wanted to, not to stop you, but we're coming close to our hour right now, and I want to invite you back on because there's so much we need to talk about. Yeah. So I need to set up another date with you to come back on if that's cool with you.
Yeah, you got anything going on in about 10 minutes?
Yeah. No, I wish I didn't. Yeah. No, but let's make a date and have you come back on because there's so much more we need to talk about. Yeah. And unfortunately, our hour went by really quickly, which I'm so mad because every time we have someone good on, it goes by way too quick.
Yeah, that's what my wife says.
He's interesting and he has a lot to say.
Yeah, that's why I wanted. I'm gonna message you when we get off here, and I'm gonna set up another date for you.
Absolutely, yeah, and I know I tend to ramble a little bit. Sorry about that.
No, that's all right. No, we loved it. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I know a lot of stuff. That's all. I just know a lot of stuff.
Hey, that's great.
They tell me stuff all day long. So I got it.
Listen, I will message you when we get off of here, and we'll set up another date and have you come on. And thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, yeah. Next time, I'll just let you ask questions, and I'll just sit there and go, yes, no.
Yeah. No, I like the way you did it. I like the way you did it because I learned a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
So we will definitely get in touch, and I will definitely get you back on it ASAP because there's so much more we can learn from you.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you want to do it, man, just let me know.
Definitely. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate you coming on.
You're welcome. And as I always tell everybody, be good and don't do stupid shit.
Yeah. Right. There you go. All right, my friend. Hey, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
The positives.
Bye.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Have a
You
good
too.
one, everybody.
All right, guys. Hold on. Let me just change the layout here.
Well,
Yeah, guys. So,
I
wrong
think
one.
it goes quickly.
Wrong layout. My fault.
You're good.
There we go.
There we go.
So yeah, guys, that was absolutely awesome, man. Daniel has so much to like give to the world, and like, there's so we need more than just an hour with him.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah,
I feel
there's
like we're
so much
scratching
more.
the surface.
Yeah, barely scratching the surface. So we'll get him back on. Definitely, I'm gonna email him right when we get off of here, and we'll set something else back up and get him back on, and then we'll be able to really dive deep into some of the stuff he was talking about because he has very good knowledge in the archangels and the angels and how they work. So I would love to have him on again to teach us.
Absolutely. I 100% agree.
So what'd you guys think?
It's fascinating, like to see from a different perspective. He had so many explanations that I'd never thought of, and would have never thought of. And to find out that 28 times I've been here, and 11 times I've been a guy.
Hey,
well,
that explains it. That explains it. You know, Mama Wolf. But no, definitely. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in with me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And thank you everyone for watching. You can check us out on Spotify and all that, as well as social medias. And you can watch us every week live on Talking with the Source on YouTube. And we're going to be transferring it over to obviously our Facebook page and all that stuff as well. But thank you so much for tuning in. This is Talking with the Source. I'm here with my good friends, Tammy and Chris. And my name's AJ Capasso. So thank you so much for tuning in. Later, guys.
Yes.
Bye.